Ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Ooh, what do we have here this evening? What do we have down here? This one? That is about it right there. Do this right there. That looks good. Okay, we're live over here. Let's see what we have going on over here. Nobody here yet, but we'll see. Here, live. And we forgot this one today. How did I forget to do this? It's like, how do you forget? All right, stop recording. That ought to be fine. That's rolling. Is that right? Hold on a second. Was that right? Okay, display. That's working. That's working. Lovely, lovely, and lovely. Working. All right, everything's working. Everything is rolling. Everything is beautiful in its own way. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk. Welcome one, welcome all who walk or crawl. Let's see what we got. Live over here on Zoom, live over here on YouTube, live over here on Twitter, live over here on TikTok number 1, live on TikTok number 2, live on YouTube number 2. Live down here, I forget what other ones we have down here, but we got about nine different channels we're streaming live on. So let's see who's here, who's not. Big Earn. Thank you there, Big Earn. I feel so much better just knowing that. I'll sleep better. That's disturbing. Thank you. It is 8:49 p.m. on the second day of September. Okay. So what are we looking at here? Do I got to slide over a bit? No, wrong way, right there. Good, that works. Oh, what's this one? This one going right up there. All right. That's about good. Okay, let's go backwards, see who's here. Say hello to everybody. Say hello to all my little friends. We got pin stiping by, I have no idea. Why is that going on and off? Okay. Pin stiping by row. Okay. Gil, good evening. Woody, good evening. Andrew, Nathan, Nazier. Okay. Raisin Bran. What's going on? Negan. Scuba Steve. No way. It's Scuba Steve. Yeah. What do you have over here? Big Earn. Mr. Gaming Chair. What's this stream about? Well, this stream is about investing in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. A simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's what we're looking for. That's 50% per year. Anyway, Willie C. Michael, good evening. Spring Pilates back again. Tara Ta. Soraya. Doogie Fresh. Good evening, Doogie Fresh. Baby Pierce. Calvin Hill. Good evening, Mr. Calvin Hill. Lupian. Fact Actual. Lloyd, good evening. May, good evening. Nixer, good evening. Alpha. Raymond Palmer Jr. Okay, Nixer, how you doing? Zane, how you doing, Zane? Jackhammer. Lucas, was that Lucas? Yep, there's Jackhammer, there's Lucas. Nixer. Nixer wants to take a look at Tootsie Roll. Take a look at Tootsie Roll. Say my name, Jackaran. What's going on? Gaming with Olivia and TJ. All right, cool. So what do we have over here? Terry, George, Big Al, Escalona, the guy, that guy. Ooh, I used to be that guy a long time ago. Difficult, unsafe, inconsistent, unpredictable, and a 9-year-old can't do it. That's how I roll. Well, J-Bob, good for you. Watermelon juice and vodka. Okay. All right, George, how you doing? Big Al, Escalano, that guy. Chris, Song Chi, good evening. Good evening. Lupian, Gary, Our Life Sucks. Oh, your life sucks. Well, good for you. Akimu, good evening. Braden, what's going on? Ray, Gary, Temujin? Cool. Ernie, hello. Should I spend all my money on Bitcoin? Don't know. I don't know who you are. Giving you that kind of advice would be overstepping, and I don't feel good about it. All right, you got 10 grand? Wow. Gabriel wants to roll a fatty. Good for you, Gabriel. You have fun. Gary, San Amy, how you doing? Grandmaster. Trey, what's going on? Nikki, Tom, Rob. Okay, Joe, Grant, good evening. Shane, thoughts on Duke Dennis? I have no idea who Duke Dennis is. Hey, Pumpkinhead, cool beans. My cat is hungry. See, this is why I don't pay attention to YouTube. They get the weirdest people over here. Yo, you said yesterday Walmart buying a bunch of baby oil in plastic bags. Okay. What happened with Duke Dennis? I have no idea who Duke Dennis is. Tristan, thank you, Tristan. Michael, L, good evening. Michael in love, thank you there, Mike. Old dog. Okay, so Nixer wants to take a look at Tootsie Roll. So let's take a look at Tootsie Roll. Before we look at Tootsie Roll, let's go over a few rules. Couldn't we? Just a few minor rules. Number one, you shouldn't blindly listen to anybody on YouTube or TikTok for that matter. So what I do is I implore you, whatever I say, don't pay attention to me. Do your own research. Is it something that you like? Is it something that makes sense? Is it something you want to buy and you want to own? Well, that's totally up to you. Tristan, are you profitable? Yes, Tristan, I'm very profitable. It's disgusting how profitable I am. It should be criminal. It should be. Seriously. Okay. Mike and Hart, thank you. So what I'm looking for is I'm about to teach you a trading strategy that I created for my 9-year-old daughter. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. Now in 2008, when my daughter was 9, she's actually 26 this year. When she was 9, she says, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? Well, most adults don't get it. Most adults don't invest in the stock market because they don't understand it. So how am I supposed to create a trading strategy for a 9-year-old so that she understands it? Tristan, do I day trade or invest long term? Okay, Tristan, my idea of long term is 30 days. That's it. I jump in, I jump out. And no, I don't day trade. Okay? I buy usually on a Monday or Tuesday, and I like to be out by Friday. Monday to Friday. You call me a weekly trader, swing trader, whatever you want to call it is perfectly fine by me. That being said, gaming with Olivia and TJ. All right, so let's see where we are. Let's see what we're doing. First thing on the list tonight, let's take a look at Macy's. It's already up on the board. We may as well. Now, as the night progresses, I ask you guys to give me some stocks that you are thinking about, that you actually like. Now, what I'm looking for are companies that are consistently profitable. Because for me, it doesn't make sense to put my money into a company that is not consistently profitable. Now, what I mean by consistently profitable, that means they're making more money this year than they did last year. They made more money last year than they did the year before. And then it's just going to compound on top of that. More money the year before, than the year before, than the year before, than the year before. So it's a consistent higher and higher and higher and higher profits year after year after year after year. So ask yourself this question. If you are going to go into business, don't you think you'd like to be profitable year after year after year after year? And then you hire on people and they make it even more profitable. Happy girl, what's going on? Carlos, Cake Zoeb, Adam, V, what's going on? So simply consistently profitable. That's what I'm looking for. Also, I'm looking for weekly options. Now, you may or may not know what a weekly option is. Just hang out when we get through it also. Everything is going to come together kind of like a good movie. Go to a good movie, you sit there and you see one thing happened, another thing happened, and then all of a sudden, somewhere in the middle, everything comes together. Then at the end, everyone is profitable, living in a nice tropical island with somebody feeding them margaritas, what do you call that? Pina coladas under a nice little umbrella or palm tree, you know, that kind of nice. Whatever your goal is, whatever it is you see yourself doing, fine, why not? Okay, we're working 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 hours a week for some type of a goal. What kind of a goal is it for you? What do you want out of life? Well, me, I want to hang out with my kids and my grandkids, and I don't like drama. Okay, I like peaceful, quiet existence. I like to be left alone. I come from that age group, the Gen Xers, where you're better off just, you know, don't even wave to us. Just, that's a Gen Xer. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Don't get them all riled up. Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to do. You really want to stay out of our way because we are a weird bunch. Okay, we don't care about your personal feelings. Really, we don't. Okay, we are matter of fact. It is what it is. If it ain't broke, leave it alone. Okay? If it works, don't touch it. You know, that type of deal. Chris, thoughts on UVIX? What the hell is that, Chris? Now, I'm looking at companies that are consistently profitable for at least 2 decades. That's 20 years. Now, I'm not going to brag or anything, but I've been doing this for about 30 years. So if UVIX is a good quality dividend stock that's consistently profitable year after year after year for 2 decades, I would know who the hell it is. I have no idea who that is, but we'll take a look at it. What's wrong with your left eye? Thank you, Ahmad. I got it stuck with a nail. You know, it's like a nail right there. So this eye doesn't work, and every once in a while, it just looks weird. You know, sorry. Sorry if it freaks you out. You know, hey. It happened when I was 17. Oh my God, that was in 1981. 1981, poked with a nail. Anyway, but thank you for reminding me. I feel better now. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. What I'm looking for, simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. How are we getting that? Well, we're looking at companies that are consistently profitable. And those are companies that consistently increase their profits year after year. Also, they increasing their dividends because you got 2 different choices when you decide to invest. Do you want a growth stock? That's a stock where you buy and it just shoots up and up and up and up and up and doesn't give you any money. They take all the profits, put it back into the company for the growth. That's called a growth stock. So you put your money here and you just kind of like get comfortable. You ready? Let's get comfortable like this and just watch it. That's it. That's what you do with a growth stock. You just put your money there and you sit and watch and wait. Okay, that doesn't work for me. If that's what you're looking for, something you can buy and have it shoot to the moon and you be on easy street, yep, you're in the wrong place. Terribly sorry. Okay? I grew up in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I got jack squat, absolutely diddly dick dong, nothing. Nothing. Okay? White single male, we get nothing. There's not a single program in the federal government that is geared towards the single white male. Sorry, women get everything, people of color get everything, disadvantaged people get everything. Single white male, we get nothing. So we have to figure it out for ourselves. See, so what did I figure out? Well, I figured out when my 9-year-old daughter said, Daddy, can you teach me? It had to be a strategy specifically for her. She didn't know anything. Just a friendly reminder that Jesus Christ, Son of God. Okay, don't even. Seriously, don't even. Okay, I don't know politics, no religion. Let's just talk about stocks and making money. Specifically, stocks that have dividends and weekly options. Because I'm a simple creature. I want a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% every single week. I got 2 criteria in my investing. Okay, I'm retired. I got nothing else to do. 2 criteria, and only 2. Consistency of profitability. That means I need money coming in every single week. Safety of my capital. That means if I lose money, I'm going to be out getting a job replacing that money, and I have no desire to do that. Okay, Casino King, Reliance stocks. Okay, you got to give me a ticker symbol because that means absolutely nothing to me. And if I say to everybody, hey, let's check out some Reliance stocks, what the hell does that mean? There's 10,354 companies as of Sunday. Because we check every single week. Okay? Where do I start? HR, start right here. Ask questions. You can ask whatever question you want. Okay? Now, it's very simple. First, you have to decide this is something you want to do. There's your start right there. Is this something I want to do? 2, is this something you can commit to? Because you're not going to put a couple of dollars in and you'll be set for life. No. What is my strategy? My strategy is called Dividend Capturing 2.0. It's a strategy I created specifically for my 9-year-old daughter. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. So those 5 criteria, well, comes along with a little bit of rules. There's rules in everything we do in life. Everything, you can think about it, there is a rule that goes along with it. So same thing with trading. Raven, don't store up treasures on earth, but store up treasures in heaven. No one will steal or destroy. Okay, so here you go on that religious crap. Don't get me started. I really don't care about the religion. Eternity? No. I have no desire to spend eternity anywhere. 300 or 400 years? Maybe. I can do 300 or 400 years, not a problem. Eternity? No, thank you. Put me back in the mill. Throw me back in. Let me do it again and again. Give me something to do. Eternity? What are we going to do in eternity? Sit and watch this? Yeah, no, thank you. I want something to do. I can't comprehend eternity. No desire whatsoever. So let's stick to the stocks. Leave the religion alone. Okay, just leave it alone. You don't want to hear my thoughts. You really don't. All right. Macy's is going to be the first one. We look, wait a second. Didn't I say we had 5 criteria? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, and no way to lose. Okay, great. 5 criteria, 5 rules. Simple rules. They're not difficult. Remember, 9 years old. Okay. 1, if it's not on the list, it's an absolute no. Forget it. Don't even bother looking. We're going to talk about the list in a little bit because everybody's thinking, what's the list? What's the list? Well, the list is a set of stocks that you actually like and you actually want to own. What are they? Well, for me, Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and Warren Buffett's list. That's 5. See, JP, I knew someone was going to ask me about the list. There you go. Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, Warren Buffett's list. Go to Google. Dividend Kings list, 2025. Dividend Aristocrats list, 2025, so on and so forth. Each one of those lists, put them all together, that's about 300 companies. Why only 300? Because only 300 are consistently profitable for at least 2 decades and have weekly options. I want weekly cash flow. Only way I'm going to get it is by something that trades on a weekly basis or sitting in front of my computer looking at this crap all day. No, thank you. You're going to get to a point, you may not believe me at the moment, but you are. You're going to get to a point in life. I'm going to give you a quote from one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's movies. Are you ready? Oh, look at that. Charlie. Yay. Thank you, Charlie. A quote from one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's movies. There comes a time in every man's life where gold loses its glitter, diamonds cease to sparkle, where all the Jews lose their luster. That's where I am. I can really care less about the money. I need a 1% every single week to keep me comfortable. Other than that, I really don't care. And it's weird. People say that. Why? Well, because when you change your mentality, when you change your thinking, and you concentrate on other things in life, once you get the money thing done, and say, that's only like one tiny sliver of what your life is supposed to be. Okay, money, because money's got to pay for everything. Well, then you get your health, you get your religion, you get your contribution to society, you have your family, you have a lot of other dynamics in life other than just money. So let's get the money thing situated out of the way and then concentrate on the rest of your life. Okay? Simple? Right. So let's look at it. 5 rules. Rule number 1, if it's not on the list, forget it. Now, these are rules for my 9-year-old daughter. You can change them to fit your desire, okay? But for my 9-year-old daughter, it was, if it's not on the list, don't even bother. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Okay, this one boggles my mind. And as we progress through the night, you will hear me say, what the hell are you thinking putting your money into that? because you'll be surprised what people actually put their money into. So if you're going to take control over your own money, you could do whatever you want. But this video is for my children and my grandchildren. So when I am gone on to the next adventure, they'll have these videos to go by because they're not getting any of the inheritance until they can prove to the, who's that guy who takes care of it? The, someone, anyone. The trustee. The trustee, until my children and grandchildren can prove to the trustee that they can handle money. That's it. They don't get anything until they can prove it. And this is for them to figure out, okay, how do I do this so that I have something? Thank you, trustee. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, so the trustee will make sure that my children and grandchildren, before they get any of their inheritance, they know what to do with the money before they even get it. Now, you may say that's kind of weird, but hey, stock market's been around for 400 years. Okay, actually 423 years. The very first stock was sold in 1602. 1602, very first dividend stock. The Dutch East India Shipping Company, 198 years, and they averaged 18% per year. Can young people understand your strategy? Ahmad, it was created for a 9-year-old. You know what? We haven't done this in a while, so let's pull her up so people can say, who is this 9-year-old he's talking about? So let me introduce you to JC, the 9-year-old. These are 2020. Is this 2020? That's 2025. We don't want that one. We want 2024 because that's where they are. Right there. There we go. Give me a second. We got to get to all the, what do you call these things? Social media sites. There they are right there. Instagram, Twitter, Books by James, TikTok, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. YouTube. So we're going to go over to YouTube. There's over 1,100. I've done 1,100 videos. Can you believe that? 1,100 videos. We want to go to videos right here. The oldest right there. Now, here comes the princess. Here she is. Uh-oh.
Which my dad is like all that. That's what I do. Being part of that.
Let's mute this one.
As you being part of my internet website called Thingy, which my dad doesn't let me calling it that, but I do. Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks that I'll be trading, and every month you'll be getting 4 lists of stocks that you can choose from that'll help you get the best return on your money.
All right, there's me 15 years ago. Had a lot more hair, less gray.
What does that mean? That means every single day you can buy a different stock.
I almost look the exact same. Almost. Yay! All right, anyway, let's stop this. Stop this crazy thing. So how do you keep a 9-year-old entertained? How do you teach a 9-year-old? It's got to be fun. It's got to be exciting. So we did crazy things. We had fun. I wanted to make learning fun for her. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. See behind us? That is my EX dividend calendar. They didn't have one then, so I actually had to create one. We put it on a big, huge whiteboard. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, blah, 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 blah. All the different stocks. You have little numbers right here. How many different stocks were there? Okay, and down here, we got a list of all the stocks that we're actually looking at. So this was, I think, 15 years ago. Now, for a 9-year-old, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. So the 5 rules. Never buy anything that's not on the list. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Number 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Number 4, weekly options only. And number 5, make sure all the numbers work. Now, we're actually going to do a few trades so you can see how it actually came about. You got me excited to start. Yay, I'm on. Cool beans. Please, can you speak simple English so I can understand you well? Okay, Ahmad, this is recording. Okay, so all you see here on the screen is going to be recorded on YouTube. So after we're done here, you can go over to YouTube and rewatch it. At this moment, just in case you're curious, it is currently live. It is, at this moment, 9:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, second day of September, which is the first week of the third month of the third quarter, also known as week number 35 for the year. Okay, there's 52 weeks in the year. We are in week number 35. All right, so at the end of this month, we will be officially going into the fourth quarter. And then we start the list over again. Because the interesting thing about the list that I've created, let's get out of here. Go to here. Let's get rid of this. Let's go right to here. And here we go. Now, when I say I do everything by the numbers, you remember paint by numbers, 1 is red, 2 is blue, 3 is green, 4 is orange, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. Well, here is a calendar. Uh-oh, we got noise in the background. Don't know who it is. Who is it? Who is it? All right. Moshi's iPhone. Noise in the background. We got to eliminate that. DE. I don't know who DE is, but we got noise in the background. There we go. All right, back to the chat. What do we have? Michael, I did not receive the list last night nor this morning. Okay, Michael, you wouldn't have gotten the list last night. Wait a minute, yeah, you would have gotten the list last night as you got the invitation to the Zoom call. This morning, there was no list this morning because the list was yesterday. We only have one list a week. See, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You're not getting all of them at once, just the ones that are up for consideration this week. Okay, and that got sent out last night. Not last night, the night before. That would have been Monday night. So if you got the invite to the Zoom call yesterday morning, you would have gotten the list also. But anyway, send me a text. I'll send you another in Patreon. Make sure you do it in Patreon. Send me a text. I will send you the list for this week. All right, so behind me is an EX Dividend calendar. Again, you can go to Google, EX Dividend calendar, and a whole bunch will show up. This one is in this trading software, which is Thinkorswim by Charles Schwab. Okay? What is your YouTube account? The 10MinuteTrader. Every video you ever heard me. Hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by The 10MinuteTrader. So, The 10MinuteTrader. You can look it up. It's been around for over 20 years. Seriously, take a look. When did the 10MinuteTrader start? About 15 or 20 years ago. Okay, a lot of videos. All right, so this here, EX Dividend calendar, each one of these little dots is a company that is going to pay a dividend. Now remember, I said 10,354 different companies just this week, because they change every week. So we get to choose between 10,354 companies. Where do we see the best place to put our money? Well, this week, where are we? We're right here. 73 companies actually paid out a dividend today. Today was the EX date. 73 of them. Tomorrow, all of these. Thursday, all of those. Friday, 56. So I only want to look at this week. I don't want to look at next week, the week after, week after, week after. There's no sense in looking at them because they don't have dividends ready. Because each one of these companies that pay out a dividend have a tendency to increase in value just before the dividend is paid. And knowing that little tidbit of information, well, great. If this thing's going to go up just before they pay the dividend, that's information that could be valuable depending on how you're going to use it. Okay, so if you know when the stock's going to move, great. What do you do with that information? And would you believe over 90% of the people will say, yeah, I'd buy the stock? Wrong answer. Well, no, it's not really the wrong answer, but the wrong answer for me, because if you buy the stock, you now have to wait for it to move. You have to wait to get your profit. Well, there's a strategy called the covered call one of the safest strategies there is. Now, the covered call allows you to buy a stock at a certain price, sell it at almost at the exact same price, make a profit whether the stock moves or not. Imagine that. You know when stock's going to move. As a strategy, you can profit and the stock doesn't have to move at all. So I don't have to wait. I get my profit immediately. And then I just sit back and wait and watch, see what it does. Okay, so a couple questions. Did you get into BBY? Okay, Mark, you sold, Mosh. Right, Mosh sold cash secured puts on BBY. All right, Mosh, we'll take a look at that in a little bit. All right. So, step number 1, come up with a list of stocks. There's over 10,000 of them. Pick wisely. Number 2, take that list of stocks, put it into a calendar. Now, you can go to Google and put in EX Dividend Calendar, and you can figure out how to use theirs. Or I like Thinkorswim because I can put all my stocks into that list by myself. Now, that's all the general ones. Here's my list right here, or some of my lists right there. Warren Buffett's list. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Warren Buffett's got 6 companies this month paying out a dividend. Okay, fine. Do I like those? Yeah, I do. What do we got? Bank of America, General Motors, Occidental Petroleum, Coca-Cola, Mandalese, and Global Life and life insurance. Okay, fine, if you like those companies. Okay, so step 1, create a list. Step 2, put it in a calendar. The calendar to tell you what to look at and when. Let's find another list. Right here. 25 years of increased dividends. Now, each one of these companies has 25, quarter of a century of increased profits. So why wouldn't you like those? Hold on a second. Listen, Lennar, Ben Franklin, McDonald's, Stanley Black & Decker, Kimberly-Clark, Pepsi, Chubb, Albemarle, ADP, Nordson, Medtronics, Roper, Fortis, Cardinal Health, Illinois Toolworks, Ben Franklin, Cincinnati Financial, Coca-Cola, T. Rowe Price. You probably heard of most of those. Now, that's only for this month. Well, what about next month? The month after? There are other lists because these companies pay every 90 days. And next month, there's another set of totally different companies getting ready to pay a dividend. So here's a couple of things. Number 1, we know when the stock's going to move based on the calendar and historical performance. What do we got? Mark. Hey, Mark just joined. Thank you, Mark. Based on historical performance, the companies have consistently increased their profits for 25 years. That's a quarter of a century. So for me, I don't even need to look at any of the fundamentals, because guess what? They wouldn't make it to my list unless they had 2 things in common. Only 2. I'm only looking for 2 things. Okay? 1, consistency of profitability, and weekly options. That's what I'm looking for, because I want weekly cash flow and I want to preserve my working capital. That means I don't want to lose. I don't have that luxury of going back to work, putting in a few extra hours. So if I lose, I can't just say, hey, boss man, you got any overtime from me? I got to make up for that stupid mistake I just made. No, I don't have that luxury. I don't work anymore. I've been working since 1973, over 50 years. So I finally retired. Anyway, step 1, create a list. Step 2, put it into a calendar. Step 3, we're going to take a look at the chart. And the chart I want to take a look at is the 1-year chart. And the reason why the 1-year chart, because the 1-year chart is going to give me a whole bunch of information. 5 items. I'm looking for 5. And it takes me 3 to 4 seconds. You ready? See how quickly you can do it. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up. That's it. That wasn't even 3 seconds. Let's try it again. You ready? High, low, is, up, down, up. Really not that difficult, right? So what am I looking for? Well, I don't want it at the high of the year. I don't want it at, well, I want it kind of at the bottom because I want to see it drop and then turn around. Hit somewhere in between the high and low. So lows here, highs here, somewhere in between, right there, perfect. 1349, 1349, 1349, 1349. What do you think? 1349, right? That's the current price. 1349. Okay, so if I'm going to buy it tomorrow morning, 1349, what am I going to sell it for? For that, we come over to here, right here. 12, 1250, 13, 1350, 14, 1450, so on and so forth. These are called strike prices. What is the closest strike price to my purchase price? My purchase price, I already told you, 1349. Well, the closest strike price is going to be the 1350. Come on, that was an easy one. What's the closest number to 1349? 1350, all right. So I don't want that, I want this right there. Okay. 1350 is going for 56 cents. Now you're probably thinking, 56 cents, really all excited about 56 cents? See, you're jumping to conclusions. You think you know the answer. No, that's not it. Because 53 cents on a $13 stock, that's got to be at least a 4% return for 1 week. If 1% a week is 50% per year, 4% a week is got to be 200% a year. Can you imagine doubling your money every 6 months? That's freaking awesome. Hold up, it's not that easy. You do have to put some time and effort into it. 5 or 10 minutes every day. Okay, simple. You got a cat and dog, you got to feed it every day. You got to water it every day. You got to take it out and you got to clean up after it every day. If you got kids, same thing. You got to feed them, water them, make sure they get clothes and a place to sleep. You still got to take care of them. If you have a garden, if you have flowers, you still got to water and take care of them. Okay, so why is it that people spend more time planning a family barbecue than they do with their personal finances? The funny thing about your personal finances, okay, see if you follow this. We humans are the only species on this planet that's got to pay to live here. Okay, you may be cute and cuddly, you may be handsome and adorable, but you still got to pay to live here. Or someone has to pay for you to live here. So depending on how you want to live, well, there's a trade-off. If you want to live, here, you're going to have to pay to live there, and that money's got to come from somewhere. Okay, so we go to work every day, 40, 50, 60 hours a week. We put in our time, we get paid. What do you do with it? Where are you going to put it? Because guess what? At some point in time, 3 things are going to happen. Well, one of 3 things. Okay, you ready? 1 of 3. Here we come. Ready? Number 1, you're going to go to work and say, hold up. You're too damn old. You're a liability. Keep your ass home. You're officially retired. That's called aging out of the system. Geez, too damn old. Go enjoy life. Go watch the sunset. 2, toe tag. Do you know what that means? That means you die on your way to work, at work, or your way home from work. Or 3, this is my favorite, this is what I did. You could take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. So you get enough money so that you have enough money coming in safely, predictably, consistently to meet your monthly obligations so you can kick back and relax and say, you know what? This is nice. This is what I put in 30, 40 years of my life for. My kids are grown. They're moved out. I got grandkids. They come over once every couple of weeks. Great. Wonderful. I'm going to watch the grass grow. That's what I want. That's what I did. 3 years ago, I said, you know what? I have enough. 1% every week covers all my bills. Thank you. I don't want to work anymore. All right. So what do we have here? Thanks, James. You answered my question. You're welcome. James, where and how can we download or get the dividend calendar? Google. EX dividend calendar. Simple. Google search, Bing's, whatever search engine you use. EX dividend calendar. It will tell you how to download it, how to use it. Should have rebought Google this morning after covered call got assigned at 200. Hello from Thailand. Jamie, how are you? I really like to go to Thailand someday, but I want to go on my own boat. I want to get a nice big boat. I just want to float around the continent, or the country. Or not the country, the globe. I want to float around the globe. Hello from Canada, Lucian. So Jamie is from Thailand. Lucian is from Canada. All righty. And Jamie's retired. Cool. So, Canada. Who's from Canada? Lucian. Are you from the West Coast of Canada, East Coast of Canada, or somewhere smack dab in the middle? Hello. Would you please give us your input on OKE? OKE. What the hell is that? That's never a good sign if I got to say, what the hell is that? Right at the moment, we're looking at Macy's. So let's go and look at a few stocks. You guys come up with some. We'll take a look at them. I only ask, number one, make sure they're a dividend stock, which means they share their profits. Also, make sure they have weekly options because it's going to save us a lot of time, trouble, and effort. If I look at something and it just doesn't fit, it does nothing but slow us down. Okay? Now, I'm not worried about myself. I'm perfectly fine. It's you guys in the audience. You may want to see something that looks good, not something that just doesn't fit. I mean, that makes no sense. First on the list, let's take a look at Macy's. Okay? The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up. Easy, right? 13.49 to 13.50 right there, 56 cents. That's at least 4%. I love 4% a week. That's great. All right, well, let's take a look at the numbers. All right, for that, I'm going to need my glasses. Getting old sucks. It really does. A year ago, 1549. The high of the year was the end of December, and that was 1811. The bottom of the year, second week of April, call it TDS day, and that was $9.70. So imagine that. 18 is the high, 9 is the low. That's a 50% drop. Terribly sorry. If you're not ready for that, you shouldn't be playing this game. And it is a game. Don't kid yourself. Just like Monopoly is a game. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel, go around, get $200, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a game. Teach you about real estate, teach you about rental, teach you about banking, teach you about leverage. Well, this here, it's a stock market. It's a game. You put your money somewhere, okay, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You want to get in, and it goes up, sell, down, buy, up, sell, down, buy, up, sell, down, buy, up, sell. Same thing. But some people like to buy a company, a stock, and just hold on to it forever and get a dividend every 90 days. Nothing wrong with that at all. Whatever approach works for you, fine. I'm just giving you a glimpse of a possibility for weekly cash flow. I mean, if you're going to pick a stock, fine, pick a good one. If there's a possibility to get weekly cash flow from it and collect the dividends, why the hell not? I mean, think about it. If you like Macy's, great, buy it. You get a dividend every 90 days. Well, you could get a dividend every 90 days and pick up some additional cash by selling some of these things. So how does it work? Well, we're going to do that. We're going to actually look at it. So let's take a gander and see what it looks like. So we like that 13.50. Okay, we're going to change it to covered call right there. The 13.50 right here. All right, so I'm going to buy it 13.50. Now, I'm not going to buy 10 contracts. That might scare some of you away with the bigger numbers. And then the market right there. Here's Johnny. This is what it looks like. This is what it sounds like. Always read it. Always read it out loud so you can hear it. Because your eyes will play tricks on you. You may think you see something, but if you read it and it sounds differently than what you want to do, well, you'll catch yourself doing something you shouldn't do. Okay? So, buy 1 covered call Macy's 100. That is the weekly. 5 September 25. That's this coming Friday. That means this option is going to expire this Saturday. Now, you can't do anything after 3:59 p.m. because at 4 o'clock the market closes. But the options don't actually expire until Saturday afternoon. So, 5 September 25. That's this coming Friday. The 1350. Remember we talked about the 1350? See? 1349. 1349. I'm going to sell it at 1350. What am I making? 1 penny? No. I'm making the 1 penny plus the premium for selling a covered call. All it is I'm buying it at 1349. I'm selling somebody the right to buy it from me at 1350. Now, for that privilege, they're going to pay me what is called a premium. And that premium, well, I'm looking for it to be more than 1% every single week. And in this case, it is. And we're actually going to, remember Rule 5? We're going to check out the numbers and you will see, does it make sense financially? So let's take a look. The 1350 call option, Macy's at the market, blah, blah, blah. Here's my maximum profit, 61.50. Cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, right there, 12.89. So to find out the actual rate of return, do you remember earlier where I said simple, safe, predictable? I know exactly what I'm going to make, or pretty much close to it, before I even do this trade. So before I even do the trade, I know, am I going to be profitable? If so, how much, and is it going to be worth my time and effort to do it? So for that, we need our little calculator. Take this number, let's do some fancy math. Not really fancy math, but it's still math. All right, so calculator, right there. Okay, move it over here so we can see better. Having issues with my monitor. Profit, 61.50. 61.50. And we're going to divide it by the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees. And I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind in a second. Hold on. Maybe not blow your mind, but it's like, ooh, that's cool. All right. So 61.50 is the profit. It's costing me $12.89. $12.89. That comes to a grand total of 4.77% for 1 week. 4 days. Actually, 3 days. Okay. Tuesday's already gone. Monday's gone. Tuesday's gone. What do we got left for the rest of the week? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 3 days. 4.77%. Oh, that's freaking awesome. You want to see what's better than that? Okay. This right here, cost of trade including commissions and fees, $12.89. That's all cash. If you're using all cash, you're making 4.7%. Well, what about us who are using margin? Now, do you understand what margin is? Margin is if I put in $1, the broker is going to put in $1. So half my money, half his money. And if I buy this, well, my risk is a lot less. I don't have to put in $12.89. What do I have to put in? Well, let's find out. Okay, it's still the same profit. The profit doesn't change. 61.50. What's it costing me? Take a look at this right here. Buying power effect. That's how much margin. $614. So $614 to make $61.50. Well, let's divide that out. Okay, 61.50 is the profit. The profit doesn't change. The equation's basically the same. Just at what do I have at risk of my own? Now, all cash, it's $12.89. Margin, it's $614. $614. That would give me a rate of return for 3 days of 10%. Can you imagine that? 10% for 1 week on a company that, hey, I like it. I was going to buy it anyway, collect the dividends. So always remember, never buy anything you don't want to hold long term. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Defeats the purpose. Number 3, make sure the company's consistently profitable. Number 4, weekly options only. And then number 5, make sure the numbers work. What are the numbers? What am I buying it for? What am I selling? What am I collecting? Does that all work? Does it make sense? Do I like this company? Do I like this company at this price? Am I willing to hold it for the rest of my life? Or, here's the big one, that big 2-letter word. Remember, if, or, or am I going to sell it when it hits my target? What's my target? 13.50. What's it at now? 13.49. How much does it have to go up? It's got to go up 1 penny for me to make 10% in 3 days. Does that make sense? I mean, think about it. Macy's has been around for over 100 years. Okay, if I buy Macy's tomorrow morning, $13.49, I sell it, somebody the rights to buy it at $13.50, I collect 61. I'm only putting in 614 of my own money, and if it hits $13.50 by Friday, I make 10%. Boo-hoo for all you that didn't know. You didn't know because you didn't know. There's nothing wrong with not knowing, just some people know the information and don't want you to know it. Do you think bankers know this information? A lot of them do. They don't share it with you. Why? Why don't they? Why don't they want you to be financially free? It's a very good question. Anyway, besides that, let's not even worry about that at the moment. Let's look at something new. Now, Nixer wants to take a look at Tootsie Roll. Now, believe it or not, I'm sure not many of you knew this, but Tootsie Roll is over 100 years old, and they have consistently increased their profits for more than 5 decades. That's 50 years of making those little tiny chocolate brown candies. Think about it. Consistently profitable for over 5 decades. All right. All right, so somebody wants to co-host. Bazinga. Okay, Bazinga, I have no idea who you are. So if I have no idea who you are, you're not going to co-host with me. Terribly sorry. I don't want to talk about Tupperware, and I don't want to talk about NASCAR. I don't know, he didn't look like a NASCAR fan. All right. That being said, that was Macy's. Fine. I already own some Macy's, so it is what it is. All righty. All right. That being said, let's keep the ball rolling. Next one on the list is going to be Tootsie Roll. All right, TR, Tootsie Roll. Now let's go over here. And we're going to say no to Tootsie Roll for 2 reasons. You ready? Reason number 1, I don't buy anything at the high of the year. Reason number 2, September, October, December, March. Those are months of the year. That means Tootsie Roll is a monthly optionable stock. No. No, no, no. Sorry, I don't know who asked for that one. Oscar, I have 100,000. Can I make 4,000 a month? Okay, Oscar, let me see if you can do some creative math. 1% of 100,000, Oscar, is $1,000 a week. So 1,000 a week, if there's 4 weeks in a month, yeah, that's 4,000. Now, Oscar, you're relatively new here. I do not suggest you try this until you do some paper trading. Paper trading is just like Monopoly. 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. Practice, practice, practice. That's what I tell everyone. Now, Oscar, if you want to have a conversation with me, hey, I give you a free conversation. I'll give you 15, 20 minutes of my time free. No charge. And I guarantee you 100%, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. As a matter of fact, while we're here tonight, you will not hear me say, I've got something to sell you. You're going to love this. And if you act today, you can get 2 for 1. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to show you what I do. You guys know how it works. This up in the bio, that's where you go buy the stuff. Okay, not here. Okay, up in the bio. You go to, the 10-minute-trader, or you go to Dividend Stock Talk. That's where it is. GameStop, JW, terribly sorry, I'm going to disagree with you. GameStop doesn't have dividends, and they're not consistently profitable. That's a no. Sorry. Can you do that in a few minutes? Well, only packs, it's exactly what I do. The reason why it's called the 10-minute trader, okay? My daughter's 9 years old. How do you teach a 9-year-old? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, less than 10 minutes a day. That's what it was. So she got up in the morning, brushed her teeth, had some breakfast, got dressed for school, sat in front of her computer, 5 or 10 minutes. What do I buy? What do I sell? Let it go. That's it. Set it, forget it. What about Home Depot? Sam, yes, Home Depot is on the list. Okay? Home Depot and Lowe's are both on the list. Here's Home Depot. High, low, is, up, down, up. Sorry, you missed it. Right there, it's the top. Now it's coming back down again. Don't get me wrong, I love Home Depot. It's all momentum and it's all timing. It's not the right time. See, here's a month ago. Shoots up, back. See, here's the top. Now it's coming back down again. Well, that's what stocks do. They go up until they're done. Profit taking, they come down until they're done. When they're done coming down, guess what they do next? Go ahead, take a wild guess. I'll give you a few minutes. They go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's all they do. They go up, they go down. When they're done going up, they come down. Calm Arctic. Have you ever seen someone go from a novice trader with no experience, no emotional regulation, and no strategy turn into a profitable user in correct psychology, trading rules in less than 2 years? Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I was blown away by this girl who's actually in my morning trading group. She picked it up faster than my daughter did. It's like she got on the screen, it's boom, 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 and she's done and over. It's like, holy cow, never seen anybody pick it up that quick. It's simple. Come up with a list. Hold on, got some more noise over here. Who's the noise maker today? David. Nope, he's done. All right. It's a simple process. There's 10,000 stocks. Fine, pick the ones you like. That's going to be your hardest choice, picking the ones you like. Or you can do the easy way. Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, so on and so forth. Okay, that's your list. Never ever look at anything else. Because as soon as you take your eye off your goal, you can get distracted. And getting distracted, you go down a rabbit hole and you just lose all your money. That's what happens. Okay, it's a simple strategy. Find a good company. Look at what the chart is telling you. The chart's telling me, not today. That's simple. Not today. Maybe 2 weeks. Because here's your bottom. Shoots up. Now it's going to come back down. Once it comes back down, turn around and go back up. That's when I want to look at it. I'm saying 2 weeks for Home Depot. It might not be ready in 2 weeks, but Home Depot is worth looking at again in 2 weeks. So I'm going to write it down, and in 2 weeks, I'm going to look at it. Now, some of you are probably saying, I don't want to wait 2 weeks. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Whether you like it or not, 2 weeks is coming. Whether you agree with me or not, bitch, moan, complain all you want, stomp your feet, do whatever you want. You ain't going to stop the clock from ticking. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Friday's coming, whether you like it or not. 2 weeks will be here in 2 weeks. And guess what? Okay, she's here high. People take profits. In about 2 weeks, she'll probably be here somewhere. And then she'll turn around and start going back up again. Then I'll take a look at it, and does it make sense then? Okay, so I hope that made sense. Only packs. I'd rather talk with you personally. I've been trading for less than 6 years. I asked some prior questions, but I guess not seem to. Do you invest in any new company? Oh, hell no. Okay, only packs, you can do whatever you want. When I say I don't buy companies unless they're consistently profitable. Hey, if you're not retired yet and you can make mistakes and recover from them without, a huge impact in your life choices, all right, fine, you do it. I don't do new stocks. I don't do IPOs. I don't do companies that are 2 or 3 years old. No, I don't do it. Because I'm at the point in my life where I don't have the luxury of being wrong. Some people think that's weird. What do you mean the luxury of being wrong? Well, if you're wrong and you're still in your 30s and 40s, well, you could just say, hey, boss, I need a couple extra hours. I did something stupid and I need to make up for it. You can do that. I don't work anymore. I don't punch a time clock. The only money I have coming in is not Social Security. I ain't old enough for that. Okay, next year I'll get Social Security. But that's not going to be life-changing for me. I was self-employed most of the time. So I can't lose. Not that I can't. I mean, I can. Don't get me wrong. I prefer not to lose. So every single trade I make, I have to look at it in a different way that some of you are looking at it. Like if you're in your 20s and 30s, you can make as many mistakes as you want. You got a long way to go. Okay, if you're in your 20s and 30s, hey, you got at least 20, 30 years. You got to pay your dues to society. Now, for somebody in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, hey, we paid our dues. Was that Michael? Hey, Michael. Hey, Michael just joined too. So that being said, you have to choose. Well, it's a balance. Where are you age-wise? When do you want to retire? Okay, what do you have to work with? What's your risk factors? Okay, and then you just decide what is the right strategy for me. Now, this is just a strategy I created for my 9-year-old. It might work for you. It might not. There are literally hundreds of people just like me doing the exact same thing. It's like, oh, I get this great trading strategy. It works great. Well, a lot of them do. But you have to, jump through the hoops that you got to jump through. Well, there are hoops you got to jump through. One, come up with a list. All right, fine. Put it into the calendar. Look at the chart. Does the chart tell you yes or no? Great. Let's do the strategy. What do the numbers look like? It was created for a 9-year-old to do in less than 10 minutes a day. That's what it was created for. All right, let's see if we can pick up some of these questions. What? Lucky, how are you today? Claude, how are you doing there, Claude? Où est Claude? Claude est là. Where are we? All right. Oh, wow. I missed a lot of questions. So I have to go back to read all these questions. All right. Here are we. Evening, sir. Evening, TI. We looked at that one. We looked at that one. Looked at this one. Ooh, user 611-811-8080-635. Why couldn't your parents name you Tom or Pete or Sam? What kind of a name is that? 611-811-808. Yeah, whatever. Ooh, that's a terrible. I just had a joke go through my head, and that's a horrible one, and I'm not going to say it. All right, anyway. Annalie, N-L-Y. Yes, that's on my list. Here it is. Okay. High, low. Where's my thingy? Okay. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, up. Okay, what's going on here? 2105. 2105. The 21 is going for 15. Okay, do you know what 1% of 21 is? 21. It's only offering 15, not quite 21. But here's the thing. We only got 3 days. Now, to optimize your trading, Monday is the best day to do your buying. Specifically, Monday morning. Because on Monday morning, you have all day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You have complete 5 days. Well, Monday and Tuesday are already gone. So guess what? There goes 20%. There goes 40%. We got 3 days left. We just lost 40% of our potential money that we could make. So on Wednesday, you got to do a little give and take. Okay, so let's take a look at this week's, which would be 5 September, because we have 3 days left. Very rarely are you going to find 1% for 3 days. But sometimes it's there. Might be better off going for next week, next Friday. So what do those numbers look like? Next Friday, I'm going to want at least 1.5%, because I got to carry it for 10 days. See, this is 3 days. This is 10 days to expiration. Okay? 5 September, that's this Friday. 12 September, that's next Friday. Okay, so I'm going to get more than 1% here. I might not get 1% here. Okay? So, there are the rules, and you got to follow the rules. So, 21, the 21 here is going for 27, not quite 1.5%, just a little over 1. But do I like this company? Change of seasons always gets my sinuses and my lips for some strange reason. All right. Simple, right? High, low is, look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. What's going on here? Okay, let's take a look. What is going on there? All right, I'm going to say no. Here's your bottom. Here's your top. Nice run. Now it's coming down. Sorry. Don't get me wrong. I like Annalie. I do. The numbers aren't that great. The chart is saying, 2 weeks ago I should have bought it. Not this week. That's all that means. Nikki, UNH. UNH, Mr. Nikki. Now, if you didn't know, UNH, University of New Hampshire, that's what I like to call it. But no, it's what is it? What is it? United Health Group. United Health Group. Okay, anyway, here's your high, like 650. Here's your bottom, 230. 650 to 230. That's more than a 50% drop. Just in case you're wondering. But look, here's the bottom. Now she's shooting up. What's going on here? Well, that looks kind of interesting, doesn't it? But before we dive deeper into the chart and look at, all the numbers, let's go over to the options and see, is it profitable for us to do this trade? 308.80. So we're going to look at the 309s. There isn't a 309. There's 307.50 and then there's 310. Well, the 310 is going for 330. So if I buy it at 308, I can sell the 310s and pick up 330. Or I can sell the 307s and pick up 455. I would do the 307.50s and pick up 445, 455. It's a safer trade. The higher up you go, see there's a little line right there. Okay, this is called in the money. This is called at the money, and this is called out of the money. Okay, in the money, at the money, out of the money. Okay, ITM, OTM, ATM. Anyway, the higher you go up, safer the trade. Safer the trade, lower rate of return. Okay, when you go further out, higher profitability, less probability. So there's going to be a balance. What do you want? Do you want safety or do you want higher income? For me, it's safety. So I'm getting 1% safely. I'm okay with that. Okay? So 307s, 455. Great. That works. Now let's go take a better, closer look at the numbers and see what that's telling me. Okay, so a year ago, we're at 598. The high of the year, 631.62. Now that was the first week of November. Well, from there, we fell from grace and found the bottom right here, the 1st of August, 234.78. Okay, shoots up, pulls back, back up, back down, back up. Okay, so she is in a little bit of an upward trend if you like this company. Okay, so what do the numbers look like? Well, let's do the 307.50s and see what that looks like. Now, I normally don't trade stocks over 250 bucks. I don't know. I was born in poverty, so I'm a little uncomfortable doing, paying $600 for a share or $300 for a share. 20, 30 bucks, yeah, it's simple, it's easy. Okay, it's not as uncomfortable. Anyway, all right, let's get rid of this. Let's change this to covered stock. Let's do the 307.50s, one contract. Now this is going to be a little heavier because it's bigger numbers. It's $308 per share. So we're getting 100 shares. So let's go right there and right there. Let's read the numbers. Here we go. Buy one covered call UNH 100. That's the weeklies. 5 September. 307.50. That's the strike price. If I'm buying it this price, selling it at this price, this is what I'm walking away with. This is what it's costing me. Let's find out exactly what the rate of return is, and then you decide, do I like UNH? Does this make sense? Okay. All righty then. Calculator. 392.50. 392.50. And my investment, 30,000. That's a big chunk. It's a lot different than Macy's, isn't it? Divide 30,358. That's 1.29%. So think about it. This UNH is giving you 1.29%, and it's $30,000 investment. We looked at Macy's a little while ago, and it was paying about 5%, and we only had to dish out $1,200. Huge difference. But if you like UNH and you believe in that company, fine. There's an ass for every saddle. There is. Think about it. You decide, yep, there you go. 1.29% UNH, if you like it. do we have next? It's Ben. Ben said, hello, hello, hello. Ooh, K-Van wants to take a look at Comcast. Now, Comcast is an interesting character. You know, created in the early 1960s, they got over 64 million customers. Imagine that. 64 million customers, each paying a monthly fee to use Comcast. That's a lot. All right, let's get out of here. CMCSA Comcast. There you go. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, sideways, down, and up. Look at this. This is nice. I love this. Here's the bottom right there. You cannot get any lower than the low of the year. That was just a couple of weeks ago. Do you like Comcast? Is it something worth taking a look at? Well, let's take a look. Here we go. 34.13. I got to change this. Okay. 34.13 to 34 is going for 43, but I'm losing 13, so take 13 off of that, so I'm walking away with 30. Not quite 1% for 3 days, but what does next week look like? Let's get rid of this. Okay, next week's 34 is 65. Well, that's almost 2%. That works. So not this week, but next week. So let's take a look at the numbers for Comcast. Take a look at this. Here's your last 30 days. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, up. Okay, so it's definitely going in an upward trend. That's definite. Okay? She went up, she pulled back, now she's going up again. 2 days. See, here's bottom here. 1 day, 2 day. 2 days up. Tomorrow, if she's higher than 34, I'll be jumping in. It makes sense. I look for 2 days to the upside after a bottom. Here's your top, profit taken. Here's the bottom, 1, 2. 1, 2. However you want to count it, bottom, 1, 2. Now it's going up, 34. What is the 34 is going for? Okay, let's get rid of this. Change this back to covered call. We're not going to do this week's, okay, 5 September. We're going to do next week's 12 September's. The 34 is right here. So let's see what that looks like. Covered stock, the 34 is for next week. There it is. One contract, blah, 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 blah. There we go. At the market to open. And here's Johnny. By one covered call, Comcast 100, it's the weeklies. 12 September. That means this option expires next Friday. Not this Friday, next Friday. So I buy the stock, I own it, I can do whatever I want, okay? It's mine. I'm selling somebody the right to buy it from me for just about the exact same price I paid for it. So if I'm paying $34.13, I'm selling it for $34. I'm collecting $62.50, it's costing me $3,300. So let's do some math. What does that come to? Calculator, 62.50. That's my profit, right? It's right here. Maximum profit, 62.50. Cost of trade, including commissions and fees, 33. Let's do. It's simple math. What is my rate of return? Profit, 62.50. What's it costing me? 3,300. 33, 38. Grand total of 1.87. Well, 1.8, that's almost 2% for 10 days. Can you imagine that? 2% for 10 days. That's a little over 1% a week. 1% a week is 50% per year. And I'm terribly sorry if you got to spend 5 or 10 minutes in front of your computer. Now, I do understand, just starting out, it might take you a little bit longer, 15, 20, 30 minutes, just to understand everything. But once you understand it, it's simple. Okay, Comcast, what's it at? It's a yes or it's a no. Let's do a couple really quick to show you exactly how fast it should be. Because me explaining it takes a little bit longer. But I'm just going to breeze through a couple of them and you can see how quick it is. Because everything's the exact same. What's the stock? What does the chart look like? High, low, where was it, where is it? What's the direction? Simple, great. What's the big number on the board? What am I buying it for? Great. What's the closest strike price? Great. What is it giving me a rate of return? It should take you less than 1 minute to go through one stock that looks halfway decent. So let's see. All right, so that's Comcast. Let's get this thing back to the beginning right there, and let's pick a good one. Does somebody have a good one? Damn, you out here telling the truth. Big B, what's going on? Thanks for being real. Thank you, Big B. What's the sense? You know what? I come from this what do you call it? This age group. We're called the Generation X. We really don't care about your feelings. We say it like it is. See, now I could sit here and lie to you, try to sell you some stuff, but then I'm going to have to remember all those lies. And I'm getting to the point where I can't remember all the lies, so I just don't do it anymore. You know? All right, let's find something good. Who has something good? All right, so only packs. You want to talk to me personally? I'll tell you what. You DM me your phone number. Don't put your phone number here because I get 6 screens. All right, so I'm going to apologize now for those you think I'm ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens here. And then I get 3 more down there on the computer. I have no idea how to get to those. Okay, so next week or the week after, I will be bringing in someone else. My oldest son's going to come join me. And he's going to, have you ever seen Frasier? Do you remember Roz? Hey, Roz, who do we have up next? So my son is going to be Roz. Okay, so Roz, who do you have up next? And Roz is going to say, well, we have Big B coming in from Orlando, and he says this is what he's looking for. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to say, great, Bob, I'm listening. I'm going to do kind of like that. Another reason is because this December, at the end of the year, okay, well, at the beginning of December, we're starting a hedge fund. And I'm going to take my show on the road, which means I'm taking my Vibe board, which I'm hoping I can learn how to use this stupid thing other than doing this. I'm going to take this, and I'm either going to put it into an RV and travel around the U.S., or I'm going to put it into a big boat and go from, port to port to port to port, sharing everything I know. And you guys are welcome to come. I'll tell you where I'm going to be. You want to come down? Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Johnny, tell him what he's won. Okay, so do you like Comcast? That's basically it. Do you like it? Are you willing to buy it and hold it until it hits your target? What's your target? You're going to love this one. What's my target? Well, it's 34.13. My target is 34. So can it stay right where it is between now and next Friday? Let's say it doesn't move at all. It stays exactly where it is until next Friday. I still win because I'm selling it at 34. I'm buying it at 34.13. Yeah, I'm losing 13 cents. Big deal, because I'm picking up this right here, 65. You take 13 off of that, I'm still walking away with 52. 52 on a $34. It's still a nice rate of return. Week after week after week after week. Can you imagine that? Nobody ever told you this before. I didn't know it before until my 9-year-old said, Daddy, can you teach me? Okay, how the hell do you teach a 9-year-old when most adults don't get it? All right, so I told you we're going to do one really quick so you can see how quick and efficient it is. I need a good stock. All right, somebody give me a good one. Do I have to own the stock first before I own a covered call? Okay, TV, you got to buy the stock first and then you sell the covered call. You got to get the terminology right because most people lose money by hitting the wrong button or buying instead of selling, selling instead of buying. Okay, that's why I always tell people, if you're serious about this, paper trade. It's free. Okay, as a matter of fact, you'll like this one. People keep saying, why are you doing that? Because I am, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of these 4 accounts right here, this one is a paper trading account. Okay, I've been trading for over 30 years, and yes, I still paper trade. And guess what? I still make mistakes. 4 times this year, okay? 4 times this year, I hit the wrong button. Granted, I only lost money on one of those. Okay, we're live. Okay, we're live trading in the morning. Okay, clickety clickety click. Oh, damn it! And I lost. I think it was like $2,500 because I hit the wrong button. That's what you are going to do. Where you're going to do the most damage, hitting the wrong button. Well, here's a little bit of advice. When that does it, when that happens, not if, it's when that happens. Okay, when that happens, as fast as you can. Pick up that phone and call your broker. And you tell your broker, I just messed up. Can you fix it? if you can call him in less than 30 seconds, because every time you call the broker, it's time stamped. Okay, so don't hang up the phone if they put you on hold, because the beginning of that call is time stamped. Say, oh, you made a mistake. Great, we'll fix it. If you can do it within 30 seconds, 30 seconds to a minute. After 2 or 3 minutes, forget it. Because if you can do it fast enough, they will fix it. But if you're too slow, they won't do anything. Okay, so let's find a good one and see what we can do. See how quick we can go. Now, I'm not going to explain everything. I'm just going to go really quick to show you how fast it should be, because it's always the same. What stock do I have up for consideration this week? Which means which stocks have their dividends coming up, because the dividend usually makes the stock go up in price. And when the stock goes up in price, I can get in down here, get out with my 1%, and it still goes up. Okay, do I care that it keeps going up? No, I just want my 1%. I want to jump in, jump out. Thank you. See you next time. That's it. Don't be greedy. There's an old saying, bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. Don't be greedy. There's plenty of money to go around. All right, let's see if we can find someone. Let's see who can come up with a good one. RXKT, never even heard of it. What do we have? Lawn sprinkle guy. How did Marvel go? Now, Marvel is not going to be an interesting one, but we'll come back to that one a little bit. I just want to find a good one. Okay, Nixer, BKH, NWN, TRUVV. Those are all monthlies, dude. Mosh wants to take a look at BBY. I don't know, let's try BBY. BBY. I'm going to hit the enter button. And then, just for the fun of it, see how quick. See if you can keep up with me. See how quick. You ready? High, low, was, is, down, up, sideways, down, up, down, 74, 74, 75, 71, 75, 139. Great. Right here. I'm going to say no. Bottom, top, back down. Sorry. Next. Pablito. Ooh. ABR. What the hell is ABR? ABR. Is that Arbor Realty? Okay. High, low, was, is, up, down, up, sideways. 1168. The 12, 2, hell no. Fuck no. Those numbers are horrible. Mac made. Mac made? Really? Wally World. WMT. You ready? Okay. High, low, was, is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Oh, yeah, that's nice. 97.85, the 98s. Nope, the 98s. Yes, right there. So let's take a quick look. Now, it didn't take long to get to a yes, right? Well, let's take a look at the numbers. Glasses. Quick, quick, quick. Come on, come on, quick, 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 quick. All right. A year ago was the bottom, 76.36. The high of the year, middle of February. That was, what was it? 105.89, bottomed. Okay, then shoots back up again. Last 30 days. Look at this. Ooh, doesn't that look pretty? Up, down, up. Ooh, nice. Okay, up, down. Look at high, low, was, is, up, down, up. Right here. Here's your bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's a definite yes. The 98s right there. See, 97.85, 98. Cool. Let's go do this. Let's go do this. Let's get this out of there. Change this to there, to there. The 98s right there. One contract right there. Change that, change that, change this. Here we go. Buy one covered call, Walmart, 12 September, the $98 call, Walmart at the market, 133, 9,600. Let's check that out. 133 by 9,600. 133 divide 96, 67. Well, 1.3. Why the hell not? It took less than 2 minutes. Walmart, I know who they are. They're like over every major city. It's everywhere. They've been consistently profitable for at least a quarter of a century. It is on my list. It's one of the high ones on my list. Now, it just looks good. Did you see the chart? Let's get rid of this. See, how can you argue with that? 30 days ago, we're at 97, shoots up to 105, profit taking takes us to 96, shoots up to 97.85. It's definitely high, then it's definitely going back up again. This is not my chart. This is just the chart. You can go anywhere, any financial website, and take a look at Walmart. What does it look like in the last 30 days? Well, here it was, shoots up, pulls back, now she's going back up again. Great. Do you like Walmart? Do you like Walmart at this current price? Does it make sense? It's a yes or a no. You know, either you like it or you don't like it. Like it or don't like it. But do you see how quickly I went through it? What's the 1 year chart? What's the 90-day chart? What's the 30-day chart? This is what it looks like. Definitely the bottom. Now she's shooting back up. Here's the number here. The closest one's a 98. That's a no. This one right here, that's a yes. Okay? That's how quick it should go. Quick, simple, easy. All right. Mac Made came up with that one. Cool beans, a new 1985. Okay, let's get on with it. Hey, I'm going to agree with you. Brenda. Good evening, Miss Brenda. Mosh Invest. Way to go, Mosh. Luck Bavo. Okay. Okay. TNG is my way to go with a huge potential growth. CJ.to. Never heard of it. Tristan C. Toadster. How you doing? Mosh Invest, BBY, 5% yield consistent. Okay, Mosh, I get nothing against people who like to buy, put all their money into a company and get 5% a year. Nothing wrong with that at all. Not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for 1% a week. That's 50% a year. You want to invest in 5%? Hey, have at it. It's not what I'm looking for. I want to know where the minorities get all the free stuff because I never got it. Uh-oh. Let's not get started. Please don't. Every time I looked at any government program, now if I have been in business, self-employed for, oh my God, mid-20s. Every time I looked for some type of government loan or some kind of government program, okay, single white male, we're at the bottom of the list. I have to put everything in my wife's name because there's plenty of programs for women, plenty of programs for minorities, nothing for a middle-aged white dude. Nothing. Jason, how you doing today? Coach JV, what's going on? Which chat is he reading? Okay, Marsh, like I told you, I get 6 chats. I go from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. I keep going back and forth. I try to get to all of them. All right? Jason, good evening. Texas Shack, what's going on? Jason, thank you. Trustee, thank you. Mark, Executor, thank you. UNC got body armor, thank you. Is my daughter a millionaire? Why would you ask that question? Hey there, any $50 to $100 stocks you got an eye on? Absolutely, Fabry. What do we have over here? Hold on a second. Watch list. Take a look. Okay? $9, $11, $16, $24, $25, $29, $30, $39, $40, $41, $42, $46, $47, $48, and the list goes down. Okay, there's a whole bunch of them. Literally, there are 10,354 different companies in the stock market. There's a whole bunch of them. You just got to choose which one is right for you. Because it depends on what road do you want to go down. What does your path look like? We're all different. We all are on our own path. We're all on our own journey. Well, my journey is taking me this direction. This is what I want to do. Okay, 2 years ago, I got a little gnawing voice in my head saying, James, you're not going to be here forever. Okay, so the older you get, the kids you went to school with slowly dying. It's like every year. At first, it was like 1 or 2. Now it's like 5. 5 a year. Kids I went to school with, in the playground, played with, played kickball, played dodgeball, played foursquare. These kids I went to school with, they're slowly dying away. So the older you get, your life views change. Well, my life view is I want to help out as many people as I can. Because I think it was Napoleon Hill. You help out enough people to get what they want. In return, you will get what you want. So that's what I'm doing. I am putting out there to help you guys. Also, creating the video log for my children and grandchildren. So when they get to that point, say, hey, Papa G left us all this money. How do I get some? Well, here are the rules. You have to learn how to do this. Okay. How exactly do you execute a covered call? Oh, that's an easy one. Let's get out of here. Get out of here. Okay. Now, I like Thinkorswim because everything's already set up for me. Once you figure out what stock price you like, okay, 97.85, the closest strike price to 97.85 is the 98, and that's right here. Okay? So 98 right there. So if I'm buying it, I'm using this number here. If I was selling, I'd use this number. I'm not selling, I'm buying. So I'm buying right there. So simple. You ready? You take your cursor and you put it right there, click on it. That's it. Then once I click on it, this automatically opens up. Now I'm going to decide how much money do I have, how many shares do I want to buy. Well, that, I have it preset for 1,000 shares. That might be a little much for you. So decide. Let's say it's 300 shares. So I'm going to go like this. Click, clickety, 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 300, there you go. Now, I'm going to change this, and now I'm going to hit confirm and send. That's it. That's how you do it. And let's read it. Buy three, remember I said I'm going to buy 300? 3 covered calls. Okay? Walmart, the weeklies, 12 September, that's next Friday, the $98 call, Walmart at the market to open. Here's my profit, $3.99. Here's what it's going to cost me, $29,000. Okay? Everything is there. And then you just say, send. That's it. Okay, I need to play swappy changey because for some strange reason, these lightning cords, okay, the interesting thing, a lightning cord, you know, that's the power cord going into the iPhone. I got 6 iPhones. Who the fuck has 6 iPhones? 6 iPhones all broadcasting to a different channel. If I knew how to use the software on the computer, I wouldn't need the six cameras. Needless to say, those cords, for some strange reason, they don't go anywhere. They just sit right there. How can they wear out? They don't go anywhere. Mac made. Yep, that was Wally World. Walmart. Ooh, ALBR 1022. KMI. That's Kinder Morgan. Kinder Morgan. KMI. Let's get out of here. All right, right there. Let's get back to there. Get out of there. Kinder Morgan, KMI. Now let's see how fast we can do this one. You ready? Kinder Morgan, Dividend King, 5 decades, consistent profits. I'm gonna hit the enter button. The chart's gonna show up, and just for the fun of it, high, low, where was it? Where is it? What's the direction? See how count in your head. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, blah blah blah. You ready? Here we go. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down, up. That was what, 3 seconds? Okay. Big number on the board, 2674, 2674, 2674, 2674. That's the number, 2674. Now, 2674, you got 2 choices. 2650, 27, because it's kind of in the middle. Now, the 2650 is going to be a safer trade because the stock's already past it. Okay? Okay, 2650, 36, 27, 11. Now, note for this week. Next week, 2650, 54, 2%. 27, it's 27, 1%. So either one of those is going to give you 1%, but the 2650 is going to be a safer trade. Why? Well, at 2650, the stock is already at 2674, and it looks like it's going up. So the stock doesn't have to move at all. At 27, the stock does have to move up. It's a more profitable trade, but we got to get out the band because it's song and dance. The stock's got to do something. It's got to perform. You know, hey, let's do this little song and dance, and the stock's going to go up. No. The 2650, the stock doesn't have to move at all. Just stay exactly where it is. I'm still going to make my money. So it always comes back to the same questions. Do I like this stock? Does it make sense? Is it a company I like and a price that I like, and am I willing to buy it and hold on to it? They're all simple questions. Let's go over here. Okay, what do we have over here? Okay, RXKT. Lenny, what the hell is RXKT? RXKT. Never heard of it. Oh, that's probably why I never heard of it. No such thing. Sorry. RCKT, what the hell is that? RCKT, Rocket Pharmaceuticals. Hell no, I don't do monthlies. September, October, November, December. You do realize there's only 12 months in the year, which means I'm only getting 12 checks. Well, if they each average 1 to 2%, that's 12 to 24%. Now, you may like 12 to 24%, but guess what? I'm retired. I got all the time in the world. So I'm going to do weeklies. Same amount of time, but 1 to 2%, 52 times a year comes to 50% to 100%. So it's a definite choice of yours. Do you want to do monthlies, get 12 to 24%? Or do you want to do weeklies, get 50 to 100%? The choice is yours. I mean, hey, it's your thing. Do what you want to do. Okay, so what else we got? What's my YouTube account? The 10MinuteTrader. What else do we have here? Oh, Scotty wants to take a look at Pepsi. When figuring out profit potential, is that between bid and ask? Okay, Beach Boy. Okay, the bid and the ask is the spread. Bid is what you can buy it for. Oh, wait a minute. Bid is what you can sell it for. Ask is what you can buy it for. Okay, the two. And you can ask whatever you want between the bid and the ask. Okay, it's always going to depend on the market maker. Okay, market orders usually filled instantly. A limit order, this is what I want. You can sit there all day and not get filled at all. When I'm entering a trade, it's always market order. I really don't care about the pennies. Really, I don't. Making my 1%, great. I'm not going to quibble about a few pennies. You'll see it as you're playing the game. You probably say to yourself, oh, I could have got it for 2 cents less. You do that. Me, I don't care. Market price when I'm buying, because the stock and the option are already tied together. Remember, I said I already know what my profit's going to be before I do it. If it's over 1%, fine. I'm not going to worry about the pennies. But that's me. All right, Jimson Lima. Sell cash secured puts on high implied volatility stocks. Jimson, you do whatever you want, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I do cash secured puts when they make sense. Most of the times they don't, but when they do, I'll do it. Scotty wants to take a look at Pepsi. Now, Pepsi is a dividend king. That means 5 decades of increased profits. Then over 100 years old. It's not, do I like Pepsi? Well, it should be on your list. I'm not telling you to put it on your list, but the company's over 100 years old. They're consistently profitable. Look at this. Oh, hell no. Not this week. Do you see that? Do you see what happened today? Okay. She gaps up and then shoots up. Yeah, no. Guess what? Because this, with the amount of volume behind it, says this blue back here, that's volume. Look at it, way up here today. That's all the volume. Big move today. Big move like that, there's usually profit taking come tomorrow. So I wouldn't jump into this. Okay. Well, see, here's the bottom here. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 3 days upside. So you probably should have gotten here. See, here's the second day. 1 day, 2 day, here's the second day right there. As soon as you went above that on the third day, that's where you should have jumped in. And then you would have taken care of this. Like, yay, look at that. No Pepsi this week. Sorry, dude. Move Trap. Mark John, what's going on? The lawn sprinkler guy, what's going on? Trisha Kalil. Trisha, good evening. Skivo. Yummy Mexican Poppy. That's disturbing, but okay. Oh, lawn sprinkler guy wants to take a look at Marvel. Now, I asked somebody to remind me yesterday to take a look at Marvel because of that big drop they had on Friday, MRVL. I'm kind of curious what happened today. To be 100% honest, I really don't know because I haven't looked at it. Ooh, she went down a little further, but she bounced off of it right here. Okay, 30 days ago, down, up, big drop right here. And then today, we actually opened up lower, came back up. So we had an update today, but we also had the low today. So it's still going to be a couple of days if you like Marvel. But here's the thing. Here's your bottom. I love a gap down because these have a tendency to fill, so you know this thing is going back up if you like Marvel. Now it's just a time. Where's the bottom? Well, this could be it. Could be. We don't know until we have something to compare it to. Well, that will be tomorrow. Okay? See, here's the bottom here. Here's 1 day. Here's 2. Here's 3. That's where I would have jumped in. Bottom, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, right there. Okay? Bottom, right here. 1, 2, 3. So I gotta wait for 3 more days, which is Friday, which means Marvel will be on the top of the list for next week. Is it on the top of the list for next week? It is now. All right. MRVL. All right. Next, K-View. Brian Cook wants to take a look at K-View. K-View. What the hell is K-View? K-V-U-E. K-View. Ooh, nice. Do you see this right here? I want to take a look at that. All right, let's check this out. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going back up again. Okay, here's your bottom here. Now she's going up. Let's zoom in a little closer. Before we do, check out the numbers. Are the numbers going to make sense? 2178, the 21, not this week, the 21. Next week, right there, 34. That's like 1.5%. Well, that works, right? 1.5% at 10 days. So let's check it out. A year ago, 2194 shoots up, pulls back. Here's the bottom right there. First week of February, 1970. Ooh, Mrs. Loring, 1970, my first grade teacher. High, 2523, and that was the second week of March. No, May, sorry, May. Comes back down. Where are we? Right there. Here's our last 30 days. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, 2 days. 1 day, 2 days. So the next day, tomorrow, as long as she's above 2078, I'm jumping in tomorrow. That's me. I'm not telling you to do that. I don't give tips. I don't give advice. I give a little bit of advice. A little advice is don't do margin until you understand it. Don't put money into the market until you paper trade it for a while. Here's a good one. Don't listen to somebody on the internet. Do your own homework. Seriously. Just because I say it looks good and I'm going to buy it, that doesn't mean you should go do it. It means you should do what you think is right for you. Okay, because we're all different. Okay? Hey, Cactus Spitz. That's funny. Oh, Christina, thank you. Okay, what do we have next? Oh, Apple. Wait a minute, I missed a whole bunch. Yeah, yep, whole bunch just went zooming on by. So what do we have? All right. Jeff Arnold, thank you for that. America 2024. Pepe Soup. Cool beans. Mary Kay Smith, thank you. Stockholm, good evening. Be the change. You're saying for every dollar you make, someone else loses $1. Oh, we got one of those tonight. All righty. Jeff, you're still liable for the dollar that the broker puts in. So, in fact, you're increasing your risk. Okay, Jeff. Thank you for that. But, Jeff, the way I look at it, okay? The way I look at it, Jeff, is I like K-View. I do. I like K-View. I think it's a good company. I want to buy it. I want to take advantage of it. Okay? Here's the top. Here's the bottom. It went up, it went down, it went up, it went down. Here's the bottom. Now it's turning around, now it's going back up. Great, I like that. It looks good. Guess what? I'm going to buy it. I think it might hit 21 in a couple of days. Wonderful. I'm going to make 1.5% in 1 week. Now, the broker wants to lend me money because he sees that I've actually been doing good. He said, hey, Jim, you're doing rather well. How about you take some of my money and you invest it too? That way you can double your returns. Great, that's a wonderful idea. However, margin money, I got to borrow and I got to pay 8% per year. Well, I've averaged 1% per week for the last 15 years, which is close to 50% every single year. I have no problem whatsoever borrowing someone else's money and paying them 8%. He doesn't mind because he's getting 8% on his money. He does absolutely nothing. So yeah, there is risk there. And yeah, I buy it, someone else is losing. It's a zero-sum game. Someone sells, someone buys. Someone sells, someone buys. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but for every dollar you make, someone is losing a dollar. Guess what? You cannot do anything in America without somebody losing a dollar. You jump in your car and you put gas in your car, guess what? For that gas that you put in your car, you're losing a dollar. Guess what? You're driving down the road. You're wearing out your tires. You are losing money on those tires that you just paid for. The car, you just bought a car, 30, 40, 50,000 bucks. Guess what? You turn that key and you go down the road, it loses value every single day. Don't start giving me the crap about every dollar you make, someone loses a dollar. No, that's a part of life. Okay? So for every plant, for every ear of corn you eat, yeah, someone had to put that in. Someone had to do it. Someone lost money. You had to pay. Don't get me started. Seriously. I don't like people when they do that kind of crap. We're here to look at stocks, not to hear your philosophy. For every dollar you make, someone else loses a dollar. You don't like it? Leave. It's that simple. Jeff, you're still liable? Yeah, absolutely. I'm investing. It's my risk. I'm taking that risk. I'm an adult. As an adult, I can do whatever I want. If I think I'm right and the broker says, hey, want some of my money to play with too? I say yes because I've been doing this long enough and I've been right enough. If you take a look at my account, all the trades I made this year, I may have lost 4 or 5 times. That's it. We're in the third month of the third quarter, also known as week number 35. I've literally done over 1,200 trades this year. Out of all those 1,200 trades, I've lost 5 times. 5 out of 1,200. So I don't need to hear some of your crap. Either you like it, you don't. You don't want to be here, fine, don't be here. I don't need hatred spitting out at me. You either agree or you don't agree. All right, can you congratulate? Okay, whatever. Be the change. For every deficit somewhere, there is a surplus somewhere else, and vice versa. Yeah, I get that. Don't ever say you're helping the collective. Yep, whatever. Does that make sense? Nope, it doesn't make sense at all. Okay, Oscar, we already talked about that. Calvin Hill, how are you doing today? Claude, thank you for that, Claude. Thank you, thank you. Mac Made, we already looked at Wally World. Alex, what are your thoughts on LCID? LCID. Well, let's get rid of this one first. LCID. No. Yuck. Okay, if you like Lucid, all right, don't get me wrong. If you like Lucid, here's the top, here's the bottom, down, up, down, up, down. Here's the bottom here. If you like this company, wait for the bottom to show up. This could be it. Tomorrow could be lower. The day after could be even lower. It's going to go down until it's done going down. It's actually that simple. They go down until they're done. And then they turn around and go back up again. Guess what they do then? They go up until they're done. And then they go back down. It's not as if they come to the house and take the dog for a walk or make you dinner. No. Stocks go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. That's it. That's all. End of story. Bobby, Soundhound hasn't been around for 20 years. I'm not even going to bother looking. Okay, just plain simple. It's at 10:36. We got 25 minutes. Why would I want to look at something I already know it's going to be a no? Eaglehorn, Exxon Mobil. Yeah, buddy. Exxon Mobil. XOM. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Uh-oh, this. Although it's going up nicely, let's zoom in and take a look. And do you think that streak can keep going? Okay. Down, up. Can it keep going? Yeah, it can. But you got 1, 2, 3 weeks. 3 weeks going up like that. Can it keep going up? Yes, it can. Is that a risk you want to take? Me? No. Okay? It goes from 105 to 115. That's $10. $10 on a 105 stock is just a tiny bit below 10%. So let's call it 9%. A 9% increase, I would have jumped out here. Okay, I'm not one that wants to take the ride all the way to the top. No, I'll take my profits, thank you, and then move on. Why? Well, because Exxon's moving up this month. What's moving up next month? What's moving up next week? What's moving up the next week? Because this is going to go up and eventually it's going to come back down again. Where do I put my money then? JMEC, good evening. Nathan, 52, absolutely. Making a difference, Intel. Intel, I actually have some. Let's take a look at this weirdness. Look at this crap. What's going on there? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So it's coming down at the moment. 24, 21, 24, 24, 53, 82. Well, those are great numbers, but it is coming down. Let's zoom in. You'll see it a little closer. See, the one-year chart's interesting, but the one-year chart doesn't give you an idea of what it's going to do next week. Okay? Bottom's here, shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back. Okay? Yeah, it's coming down. Maybe we'll look at it next week. Maybe it'll be good next week, not this week. Mac May, this is great info. Thank you. Glad you like it. Back over here, Marvel, we looked at KView, we looked at it. We're entertaining Mr. Cactus. He likes that. TNDM. Dan, what is that? TNDM. Tandem. Hell no. Now, Dan, I remember I told you I don't like wasting time looking at stuff. That's an absolute no. I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Dan, weekly options only. Okay, Nickel Picker wants Coca-Cola. I'm saying no to Coca-Cola. 69, 69 is 46. No, thank you. 69 is that right? Oh, 84. Okay. Oh, yeah, this one might be possible. Let's take a look. It's Coca-Cola. We know they've been in business for over 140 years. So why the hell not? Okay, a year ago, we're at 73.39. The bottom of the year was the first week of January, 60.65. The high of the year, 74.41, and that was the end of April. Well, from there, just kind of like going down, but what's happening right there? I want to take a closer look at that. All right, here's your last 30 days. The high, low, where was it? Where is it? Look, it's up, down, up, down. Now she's going up. Here's your bottom, 1, 2, 2 days going up. Coca-Cola. That means tomorrow, if she is above 69.06, that's an indicator for me to jump in. I want top, bottom, 2 days up. The third day is where I will jump in. That's me. You have got to figure out what works for you. Do you want 1 day up, 2 days up, 4 days up, 10 days up? What? What do you want? What makes you decide, here's the bottom, now she's turning. Here's the bottom, now she's turning. Here's the bottom, now she's turning. You have to decide what makes sense for you. Coca-Cola. Well, let's find out. Well, let's look at some more because we're running out of time and I still got a whole bunch of questions to look at. What do we have? Uh-oh, JJ. JJ, there's always somebody who wants... See, remember I told you earlier? I don't invest in a company unless it's consistently profitable. JJ is the first volunteer for me to pick on. Because JJ, when I say consistency of profitability, ULTY is a perfect example of hell no. ULTY. Now, I'm going to Yahoo Finance. I always tell people if you're going to be investing, you actually need, on a speed dial, tips of your fingers, a financial website. Financial website just gives you information that you cannot get on the trading platform. Now here, Yahoo Finance, we're looking at historical data because I want to see how consistently profitable this company is. So I got two choices. I can look at 20 years worth of quarterly reports and annual reports, or I can go historical prices and go straight to the dividends. Because the funny thing about a dividend is a portion of the company's profits that they consistently hand out year after year after year. Now, I want to look at all the dividends. Now, unfortunately, for ULTY, March 14th, 2024 was the first dividend. That thing's not even 2 years old. So, JJ, the company is 2 years old. Hold on, though, because it actually gets worse, JJ. Remember, a dividend is a portion of the profits. So if the profits increase, so do the dividends. Okay? So as the company makes more and more money, they hand out more and more money to their investors. Let's take a look at ULTY. It's only 2 years old, so let's take a look. 106, 141. That's awesome. 106 to 141. 127. Hold on. That's backwards. That's not making more money. That's making less money. 113. That's even worse than worse. 99. That's even worse than worse than worse. That's 3 times it went backwards. 78. What are you shitting me? Four times in a row. Lower and lower and lower profits. JJ, here's the part where I say, what the hell are you thinking putting your money into that? You can do whatever you want. Seriously. If you want to put your money into a company, it goes 106, 140, 141, down to 127, down to 113, down to 99, down to 78. That's going lower and lower and lower. And you think that's a good place to put your money? Seriously. And it's not even 2 years old. You do know that most companies don't make it past 3 to 5 years. This is only 2 years old. And you're willing to put your money... All right. Sorry, JJ. There's always someone that likes something because someone else is telling you it's wonderful. It's not even 2 years old. Right? Hey, it may do great the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It just might. You never know. I don't know. Okay, but I'm 61. I don't have the luxury of being wrong, JJ. Okay, if I'm wrong, I have to go back to work. Funny thing is, 2 years ago when I first retired, I bought a nice boat. It was like a 42-foot cabin cruiser, and we were going to take it down to the Caribbean and just hang out and do nothing. On my way to the boat, I stopped off to fill up my van. I bumped into a very nice gentleman, spiffy, really well decked out. Nice pair of shoes, nice dress suit, nice name tag, driving a Lincoln, I think it was a Lincoln Town Car, beautiful car. And we just started talking. I said, "You're looking pretty spiffy. Just getting out of work?" He says, "Yeah." I says, "I got it. You just getting out of work because you want to get away from the wife, have a little bit of time, a little bit of extra pocket money." He says, "No, I have to go to work to make the bills." 84 years old, and he has to go to work to make the bills. Oh, hell no. I'm 61. I do not want to be in that position. Okay, so every decision I make, it's got to be safe. It's got to be predictable. It's got to be consistent. I don't want to have to go back to work. I could. I'm healthy as a horse. Okay, I'm still pretty healthy. I can still go back to work. I prefer not to. I put in 40 or 50 years. No, thank you. Claude, how do you receive dividends from the stock that you're only held for a short time and sold? All right, Claude, good question. It is. For that, Claude, we're going to go right to here. We're going to get rid of this right here. We're going to go to right here. And hey, we're back at the calendar. Remember the EX dividend calendar? Well, if you want to talk about dividends, there's 4 dates you need to keep in mind. Okay, date number 1, the announcement date, right there, announcement date. That's where somebody, the spokesperson from the company, says, hey, everybody, my name is James from Dividend Stock Talk. This is how much money we made this year. This is how much you're going to get, and this is when you're going to get it. It's the announcement date. It tells you what they made, what you're going to get, and when you're going to get it. It's just announcing. Say, hey, this is what we did. This is what you're going to get. The announcement date. Date number 2 is called the EX dividend date. That is represented by these little green dots. Okay? Each one of those green dots represents a company that has been profitable. This list is 25 consecutive years. Okay? So the EX date, the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid out. So if you want to collect the dividend, you got to buy it before that green little dot. That's why we have a dividend calendar. If I want to collect the dividend on Roper, I got to buy it before the 3rd, which means the 2nd, the 1st, the 18th, the 11th, the 16th, the 24th, the 22nd, any day before this date to collect the dividend. Date number 3, date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. Date number 4, payment date. Cha-ching, that's when you're getting your money. 4 dates. If you're interested in the dividends, you only have to buy it the day before and then hold it past the date of record. Buy it before the date of record, the EX date, hold it after the date of record, and then sell it. Okay? Okay, Claude? Okay, ALBR. We already looked at Kinder Morgan, JJ, Leo, KT Tango. How are you today? Christina Gen X. Ah! How you doing, Christina Gen X? Gotta love the Gen X. Mac Made, we already looked at Wally World. Jeff Arnold, how are you? Wendy, good evening, good evening. Carla, do you offer a link we can go to hear more of your teaching? Carla, I'm here every night. Every night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm on for about a little over 2 hours. You're going to ask whatever question you want. Now, I do have a live morning trading group where it's interactive. You actually get to see all my trades. And I promise I'm not going to try to sell anything. You're interested in that? It's in the link in the bio. If you want to just chat, DM me your number. Be leery. There's over 30 people pretending to be me. I don't do Instagram. I do Instagram. I don't do Telegram. I don't do WhatsApp. I don't do Snapchat. Okay, you want to talk to me? I'm old school. Pick up the damn phone and we'll have a conversation. Okay? If you're getting a text or some kind of communication saying it's me and I got a great deal for you, that's not me. Okay? I'm here live telling you, you want to have a conversation. Somehow get me your number. I will personally call you. Oh, Maxim wants to take a look at the butterfly spread. Hell no. Maxim, let me ask you a question. I'm offering you for free, no strings attached, a trading strategy that can make you 50% per year. I have to draw the line somewhere. Okay, I could explain the butterfly. I could explain the condor. I can explain the iron condor. I can explain the 4-corner credit spread. I can explain all that stuff. I'm not going to, because I'm giving you for free this trading strategy made for a 9-year-old. If you can't figure this out, I'm not going to teach you anything. Okay? Dick Warlock, Dale 88, Carla, good evening, good evening. Mr. Jeff, Eddie Jim Brown, cool beans. Bobo Agbalab, okay, whatever, I can't read that one. Stephen, good evening, Stephen. Alan, good evening, Alan. Ooh, Curtio wants to take a look at Altria. Let's go take a look at Altria. Again, Altria is a dividend king. 50 years of increased profits. Altria's MO. Here we go. Ooh, I'm not quite sure about this one. The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so 67.13 to 67. Not this week. 67's next week. Yeah. Okay, simple, right? The numbers work for next week, not this week. So let's take a look. A year ago, 54.20. The bottom of the year, 48.82, and that was in the middle of October of last year. Okay, so we got the last 30 days right here. Okay, this is the last 30 days. Gives us an idea where it's going. The high, the low, where was it, where is it? Up, down, up. Here's the bottom, 1 day, 2 day, definitely going up, but today pulled back a little bit. Tomorrow would be day number 3 to the upside. So I'm kind of curious. What is it going to look like tomorrow? You either like it or you don't like it. It's one or the other. Texas Shack, what software are you using? Okay, Texas Shack, this is not software. This is Think or Swim, owned by Charles Schwab. It's a trading platform. Okay, it's where you go to buy and sell your stocks. Now, I've been using this for over 20 years. Okay, 15 years ago, I wrote a book, Choosing the Right Trading Platform. Well, this is what I came out of that one. Okay, I've been using the same one, and I'm thankful every day that it went from one person to the next, and they haven't changed it. It's still the same. Okay, what do we have next? Will, Yankee, good evening. That's what I thought. Thank you. Pepe, how are you, sir? I am wonderful. Thank you. Pete, Apple, we'll take a look at it in a second. Let's go over here and see what questions we have over here. All right. Do I have to own the stock first? Yep. Sam, they go up. Yes, they do. Lorenzo, good evening. Sam, what about roofing company now? Okay, I trade options every day in futures on ES options, SPK. Okay, I'm not even going to acknowledge that one. Intrinsic value, you know what that is. Did you have a normal job? Yes, I did. How about ETFs? Sam, there's a bunch of them. Pick which one you want me to look at. How about IBM? Pete, I actually have some IBM. Let's take a gander at it. And this is your opportunity to pick on me, because when I tell you what my situation with IBM, you'll be laughing your ass off. Because it's kind of funny. Not really, but you know what I mean. Okay, here's our high, here's our low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. Now it's coming back down again. Okay, you ready? Here's the part where you can laugh. I got IBM 285. Way up here. Now we're down to here. Hey, it happens. But here's the thing. I have no intention whatsoever of selling it for less than what I paid for it. As a matter of fact, I'm here at 285. Right now it's 241. Now, I'm not going to sell the 285s this week because they're going to be worthless. But I did sell the 247.50s, which gave me, I think it was like 50 or 60 cents per share. Not 1% at all. Not even close to 1%. It was closer to 0.5%. Not even 0.5%. It was like a third. What is a third? Isn't that like 0.3? 0.3, something like that. But here's the thing. I don't care. I like IBM. I get the dividend every 90 days, and every week I have some cash flow coming in. Even though I have to wait until this thing goes back up here. Now, I am going to dollar cost average somewhere around here, which would bring me up from here to here, probably right in the 270 area. It makes it easier to get rid of. But I haven't done that yet. Okay? So, yeah, even I, 285, now it's at 241. I have no intention of selling it less. I did sell the premium right here. I get 3 days left. Okay, can it turn around, go past that? Yes, it can. That's a risk I'm willing to take. Now you have to ask yourself the same questions. What risks are you willing to take? What is your risk level? Because we all have a different risk level. Holy cow, 4 more minutes. You know what that means? Let's bust out the chair, get comfortable, and answer some questions. All right, Pete, Apple, love it. Paul, I've come to the conclusion that I am going to start investing in Tesla only because there is no way possible to get away from it, okay? Because what that man is doing is unprecedented. Okay, so he has a vision and he's doing everything going in that vision and apparently going in that vision successfully. So we can't get rid of it. I just got to come up with a way of investing in Tesla that's consistently predictable. And we're probably going to end up using seasonality because it gives us a better idea of what we think is going to happen next. All right, so we're not going to look at it now because we're running out of time because I'm done at 11. Robert Riley, that's on the list. Casti Sports Academy, how are you today? Okay, user 4979, how you doing? Pfizer, love it. EFST, Gen X, baby, yeah! International sign for Gen X, yeah! All right, anyway. Curtio, we already did Altria. Eagle Horn, Philip Morris, maybe tomorrow. Paul, you've asked a good question 2 times and haven't paid attention to what anybody said. All right, Paul, I'm gonna apologize now, okay? Because at this moment in time, I'm the only one doing the talking, okay? And I got 6 screens in front of me. So I can't pay attention to everybody at every moment all the time. Mark, thanks, James. Have a great night. See you in the morning. Mark, I'll see you in the morning too. Okay, so Paul, I'm going to apologize for that. Okay, I got 6 screens. I can't keep up with all of them. Terribly sorry. D, Merck, gotta love it. I actually have some. Pfizer, not quite. Christina, thank you. Boat sounds like a great idea. It does. I've been dying to do it for the last 5 or 10 years. Do that. What do you call that? Great American Loop. So you go up the East Coast. Funny thing is, I'm looking at 2 boats. One of them is in the Northwest, and the other one's in Hawaii. Not that that's what I was intending. It just so happens I'm looking for certain specifics of a boat, and they're both in the right price range, but one's in the Northwest, the upper Northwest, and the other one's in Hawaii. The one in Hawaii, I don't think so. It's like an 80-foot sailboat. Like, what the hell am I going to do with a sailboat? I don't. Okay. You are drinking from Sunday's cup. I know. Isn't it terrible? Okay, Cincinnati. I love Apple. We'll take a look at it tomorrow. So how much money do we need to start? Pete, we are all different, which means you have a different amount than I have. This guy over here, he's got a different amount than we both have. We're all different. We're all on our own separate journey. Okay, Mario. PDI at 14% per month. I'd like to see that. Is it consistent? Is it predictable? Can I do it every single month? Okay. I have no problem with that whatsoever. IMG, Hormel. I like Hormel, HRL. Pete, Mario, Merck, PDI 14%. What the hell is PDI? PDI. PIMCO Dynamic Income CF. All right, dude, I'm going to have to disagree with you. All right? Because no options, number 1. Number 2, the high is 21, the bottom is 16. So to get 14% every single month, okay, from 16, which is April, to May, yeah, that's 14%. But from 1850 to 19, that's not 15%, dude. That's only 50 cents. Okay, then she dropped. So no, you're not getting it here because it was here. Now it dropped. Now it went up. Now it dropped. Now it went up. Now it dropped. You can't, that's not 15% every single month, dude. Okay, there's something wrong with your math. And it has no options. No, thank you. Pete, 1%, so you need to invest like 10K. Well, you can start with $50 because 1% of $50 is what, 50 cents, not a huge amount, but it's the consistency. Okay? Every single week, every single week, every single week. So how long and how much do you have to get to whatever goal it is you're trying to get to? Okay, Dylan, MSTY, dude, do I got to pick on you like I did to JJ? Did you look at the numbers for MSTY? Seriously. I'm going to say no because I know what the numbers for MSTY is. Apple user, affirm. Okay. Laurie, tech. Oh, Laurie, you coming in kind of late and it's already past 11. TECK. And aren't you in the morning group so you can actually look at this in the morning? Interesting. Okay, here's the bottom. Shoots up, pulls back, shoots up, pulls back. No, Laurie, just too not clear. Dr. Diana. Good evening, Dr. Diana, and how are you today? They are close to their 52-week, 52-week high. Okay, Christina. Christian Todd. I'm not quite sure which one you're talking about, Christian. Because Christian, be the bearer of bad news, there are certain words that are filtered out. So I'm going back and forth. I can't see anything you posted before that, which means I have no idea what you're talking about. Dr. Diana, your new AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Okay, Doc, we'll take a look at that maybe tomorrow. What is the chart pattern that you like to pull the trigger? One that makes common sense, up, down, it's turning around, going back up again. 2 days to the upside on the third day. That's my ideal. All right. PFE, we'll take a look at that one next. Online poker. Yeah, no, thank you. Chris Cord, how are you? Hutchnast, can I really only trade for 10 minutes a day? You can trade as much as you want. Me, I like to get in, get out, and go about my day. I call those years the sunset years. Thank you, sweet Den. Unfortunately, that's where I'm at. We want to go down the road of making money. The rest of it doesn't matter. Okay? What else do we got? Mr. Dapo, can you recommend a platform for someone who is living in Canada because Thinkorswim doesn't work? Well, actually, Mr. Dapo, if that's the kind of question you want to ask, what about what do they call that? A VPN. You could get yourself a VPN and you can trade right in Washington, D.C. if you wanted. NORD, NordVPN, allows you to trade from anywhere, even if you're in Canada. Sweet Den, PFE, we'll take a look at next time. Scotty, we already looked at Pepsi. Mike, I get how to start covered calls, but after it's yours, then what should you do? Oh, once you own it and the current option expires, well, then you do a single option. Okay, there's a difference between a covered call and a single option, because once you already own the stock, you want to sell a single option against it. Dr. Diana, is it a daily chart? No. It's a real-time chart. Thank you, sweet Den. Scott, blah, blah, blah. Hi, Diana. Yo, yearly. By default, starts with the Zoom, blah, blah, blah. 98. Thank you. Thank you there, FL Hockey. Sweet Den, thank you. I'm still learning. Yes, it's yearly historical. He looks at the current 30-day for activity. Absolutely. What are my top indicators? Okay, CDG. My top indicators, you ready for this? Simple. Consistency of profitability, weekly options. That's it. Christina, Gen X. Are there different stocks for monthly and weekly? Hope that's not a dumb question. Not a dumb question at all. Because there are a whole bunch of stocks that have monthly options, and there's a whole bunch of stocks that have weekly options. Totally different approach, different rates of return. Knit at these prices. Nah, I don't know. Just getting into options after finding this channel. Would you recommend a tutorial video? If you take a look at the videos I have, go to the oldest ones, because those were more self-explanatory, and the newer ones are all basically what you're seeing tonight. It depends on the person. Everyone has their own strategy on indicators and it fits their needs. I use ICT concepts and the strat, blah, 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 looking for trades, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But you are also selling those 100 shares for 16 cents less than you bought it for. Not necessarily so. Spot, blah, 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 TSL, okay. Used to work, took me out of state, blah, blah, blah. You from here, you from there, okay, whatever. TSLL is kind of the best one of the ending. Okay, got it. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Sorry, trying to read all these questions. YouTube, don't get me wrong, YouTube has a lot of people there, but I don't have a moderator. And not having a moderator means there's a lot of trolls. And they come up with a lot of crappy questions. I'd like to just delete the crap and just get to the good stuff. What time frame candles on that chart? 1 day. Okay? 1 day at a time. Okay? That's 30 days. Okay? 30 days ago, up, down, and this is today. Today, yesterday, day before, day before, day before, day before. 1 day. Okay? Big Dragon. Jesse, IBM. Look at that, we're done. Uh-oh. Do Netflix. Yeah, I know. Someone contacted me saying they were you on WhatsApp. Yep, that ain't me. You're damn good and frank. Thank you, Cincinnati, Texas. I appreciate your straight to the point approach. Yeah, some people don't like that. Kilroy, I keep thinking today is the day, but nope. Did you find any interesting stocks this evening? Yep. Oh, PayPal. No, PayPal has no dividends. Microsoft, absolutely. New Jersey, love Microsoft. Mike Sweeney, if the option you sold is not in the money by Saturday, then do you lose money? No. All right, Mike Sweeney. A lot of people get the misconception, okay? When you buy a stock, let's take a look at this one right here. If I buy the stock at $33.55, okay, $33.55, that's the price I pay for it. Never, ever, ever, ever is it going to be less or higher. My entry price is always going to be $33.55. Okay, 5 or 10 years now, you can ask me, hey, what did you buy it for? I bought it for $33.55. That's never going to change. What does change? This crap over here. Up, down, that's all it does. But what never changes is your entry price, $33.55. As the stock goes up, stocks go down, the entry price still stays the same. Okay? Now, you never ever, Mike, you never lose any money until, this is a big one, $33.55, until you consciously make a decision consciously to sell it for less than what you paid for it. So if you pay $33.55 and you sell it for $23, that's your own damn fault. Okay, rule number 2, never sell for less what you paid for it. It defeats the purpose of the game. The game is to make money, not lose money. So if you're buying it at $33.55, never, ever, 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 ever sell it for less than what you paid for it. Okay, Mike? Let's keep on going. Oh, that's it. I'm done there. Oh, we're almost done. I'm not going to do YouTube. I got to get me a moderator. That's someone who actually goes through all these questions and filters out the trolls. So you wouldn't believe some of the questions some of these people come up with. It's like, come on, grow up. All right, Dan, TNDM, tomorrow. We'll take a look at it. Nickel Picker, Coca-Cola, we already did that one. IBM, we already did that one. Dr. Dev, back again. How are you today? Zach Reactor, how are you doing today? Varinder, what's going on? Okay, Xander. When I was 15, I understood the fundamentals of stocks. I'm convinced the S&P 50. Okay, you have fun with that. S&P 500 is the only index fund to invest in. Terribly sorry. This actually deserves extra credit. Let's do a little bit of extra time because Xander needs to see something that he doesn't know. Okay, you ready for this, Xander? You're either ready for it or you ain't. You either is or you ain't. All right. All right, Xander, you ready for this? Here we go. SP 500 right there. SPY ETF. The S&P 500, Xander. You ready? Check this out. All right. We want to go, because this is old, we want to go right there. Only get all the dividends. And guess what? Okay, Xander, just for you, we're just going to go back 20 years. Okay, that's 2005. Okay, now Xander, I'm not quite sure, Xander, you understand this, but there is something that's called consistency of profitability. Now, S&P 500 actually pays a dividend, okay? Now, hypothetically speaking, if you are correct, this number here should get higher and higher and higher and higher and higher at every single quarter. That's consistency of profitability, right? Okay, Xander, you ready for this? 2005, 20 years ago, 46, 48, 52, 67. Look at that. 4 in a row. Higher, higher, higher. Hold on. 51. Hold on a second, Xander. That went backwards. They weren't profitable that time. So it went from 67 to 51. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, dude, but that's going backwards. That's not consistently profitable. But hold on. It gets worse. It really does. This is not my first rodeo, and you're not the first one that thinks they're smart. S&P 500 is not as good as you think it is. Ready? Okay, 51, 55, higher, 57, higher, 79, higher, 55, lower. That's twice, and we're only on 2007. Okay? Let's keep on going. 2007, 55. 65, higher, 71, higher, 77, higher, 64, lower. That's 3 times. 66, higher, 69, higher, 71, higher, 56, lower, 51, lower, 50, lower. I'm going to quit now, okay? I'm just going to prove a point. It's not consistently profitable like you think. Now, you ready for something even worse? Because it does get worse. Hold on. Now, we're going to go to the summary. The summary gives us some details that aren't there. Now, you might feel just a little embarrassed about this one because you think the S&P 500 is so wonderful. Come on, let's go. There it is. Okay, you ready? You ready, Xander? Do you see this right here, this word? This word means yield. Yield, that's what kind of rate of return you're getting. You put your money in at $640 per share, dude. $640 per share. You know what your yield is? 1.13% per year. I'm showing you 1% per week, but no, you want 1% per year. You have fun with that one, buddy. Seriously. S&P 500 is great. No, dude, it ain't. 1.13% per year is not great. But if you like it, you do that. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it. If it works for you, wonderful. 1% a year does not thrill me any way, shape, or form. Terribly sorry, Xander. Mike, if the option you sold is not in the money by Saturday, no, you don't. Mike, you never lose money until you sell it for less than what you paid for it. Okay? When you sell an option, the option you sell, that money gets into your account the exact same day. So if I buy a stock on Monday, sell an option on Monday, I get that money in my account on Monday and I can spend it on Tuesday. Because see, I do all my trading on Monday. I pay all my bills on Tuesday and Wednesday. So let's keep on going. Thank you for the gift, Xander. That's nice of you, even though you are wrong, okay? Dan, good evening, Dan. What's my answer? Okay, Dan, I got to go back to the question. Warman, good question. Jeremy Warman, okay, what's the question? What site do we start with? TradingView looks I don't use TradingView. I use Thinkorswim. And yeah, it's extremely intimidating when you first look at it. But guess what, Jeremy? Driving a car for the very first time, driving a stick shift, a stick, the very first time is confusing. It's overwhelming, everything you have coming at you. Because you got, not only do you got to sit in the car, adjust the seat, adjust the mirrors, adjust the rear view, now you got to make yourself comfortable. Now you got to figure out, start the car, listen to the motor, okay? To give it a little bit of gas, get the feel for the gas and the clutch and the brake, get a feel for them before you even start moving. Then you got to put it into first gear. You got to press on the clutch, put it into first gear, let it out slowly, give it a little bit of gas at the same time, and keep it on the tachometer, the temperature gauge, the gas gauge, the rear view mirrors, who's in front of me, who's in back of me, where am I going? Yeah, it's confusing as hell. But after you do it a couple of times, oh yeah, no problem. Key in, let's go. Everything at first is confusing until you learn, until you do it over and over again. Practice. Okay? GT, I bought $100,000 of stock one day before they announced it, and it is a 5% dividend and sell after the record. Okay. Probably dumb question. Understand, need to know week or year price, but trying to understand how to get. Okay, GT, I'm a little bit confused with those two. If you really want to chat, dude, DM me. Top left corner, right where that you see the picture of myself. Yeah, click on that little envelope, send me an email, send me your number. I'll give you a call. Maybe I can clarify that for you. I promise you, I will not try to sell you anything. So whoever wants a phone call from me, send me your number. I'll call you. And I promise, I will not try to sell you anything. And I will not share your number. I call your number and then I delete the number. I don't keep numbers. I delete them. You have my number. You can call me back. Send me no, don't call me. Don't call. I have a spam filter. You can't call me even if you wanted to. Okay, you can send me a text and I'll reply to the text. How's it going? Greetings from Dallas. Tony, woohoo! Hi, do you ever sell puts? Once in a while I do, Michael, but usually no. Okay. There's your answer. There you go. Jeremy, if you had 5,000, where would you put it for a high risk, high reward? Okay, Jeremy, I don't do high risk, high reward. I'm 61. Don't have the luxury being wrong. I had 5,000 bucks. I'd put it into something I knew was safe and predictable and secure. Your video appears backwards on my screen. Absolutely it does, Jose. Because out of all the people that have bitched and moaned over the last 2 years saying your screen is backwards, fine. Tell me how to make it the right way. And don't tell me something everybody else has already told me, because something everybody else has already told me doesn't work. So YouTube and Twitter look like they're backwards because both of those platforms don't have what TikTok has, the ability to mirror the image so that it looks right. Okay? Any thoughts on IPO? I don't do IPOs. Terribly sorry. Okay? Is it options you are doing? I'm doing stocks and options. More specifically, weekly options on pre-qualified dividend stocks. Okay? That's more specific. We got a couple more questions, then we're done. Lizzie, nice to see you again, Miss Lizzie. Dr. Dev, can you publish the 5 trades you lost on? I want to analyze them so I can avoid them next time. Okay, Dr. Dev, one of them was Target. Lost money on Harley Davidson this year. Jeremy, you're 36. Dude, you got a long way to go, man. You gotta pay your dues to society. Do I track patterns? No, I do not. Okay? I look at right here. This is what I look at. Okay? High, low, where was it? Where is it? What's the direction? Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's going down right now. No, thank you. Next. It's that simple. No, thank you. Next. What does it look like? Well, the top is here. Bottom is here. It shoots up. Profit taking should come back down here around 32, 32 and a half. And that's about another week or two. So I'll write it down another week or two, and in a week or two, I'll take another look at it. What is it telling me then? All done. All done. Woohoo! All done. So you guys, I'm going to catch you again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you again tomorrow because the sun will come out tomorrow. Wipe away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. Just thinking about tomorrow. Wipe away the cobwebs.